Hey, what's up, little gray wolf? Let's see. Does this blind you guys if I turn this on? Yeah. Doesn't help. I can do without it. But yeah, we're just finishing this axe I forged with Eric on Saturday. Yeah, that was on Saturday. I did a dual live stream with Eric on Saturday and forged this. I'm just gonna finish it up. I spent the last hour just doing experiments with live streams, trying to figure out if I can get an external mic to work. I did figure out I can listen to music while I'm doing it though, so that's nice. But yeah, we just got a nice axe forged from ball peen hammer. So that's what's up. This way. We're just gonna sharpen this up. Zoom in on it for you. We're just gonna sharpen this up. Angle like this. Keep grinding, sir. Thank you, Tornado. We got little secondary bevel light right there on one side, and we'll do that on the other side as well. Just to bring those into meat. Yeah, it's gonna be like a little splitting axe. It's 2 pounds, so a little splitting hatchet. It's not super dangerous as long as you're careful. But yeah, you can see, starting to get up there. I'll do a little more on this side, just to bring that down a little bit. Yeah, it's fine as long as you're careful. I have eyes. But yeah. That is actually a new grinder. This is the Grizzly 2x42. And I've got a 6-inch contact wheel on it. But you can see we've got our edge just profiled in, just like that. And now what I'm going to do, I think I'm actually just going to go straight to 120. Right here. Yeah. And now what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to start like blending this pretty sharp, steep angle into the rest of it in such a way that it's like a nice smooth transition, like on the tomahawk I did recently. I don't know if you guys saw that. Turns out pretty sick. But I got it on a slower speed. We're at 2,000 RPM. So we're not screaming here. There. So you see, just like I put that one facet right across there, and this whole thing just flows a lot more smoothly. And this secondary bevel right here that actually comes up to form the edge, it's a lot shorter, and that's eventually going to be gone entirely as I'm just blending this whole thing up in. Alright, so you can see I went from like this with this huge secondary bevel to just a clean, smooth transition right there. Pretty much zero. Just one big edge. And this is great for one thing for splitting, because like you don't get stuck on this ridge right here. It just slides right in there. And having this whole thing be nice and shiny and smooth will help with that as well. But it also helps you be able to chop wood with it and actually like cut branches and trees and stuff. Like this thing could chop a tree down when I'm done with it. just because you got that smooth transition, so it can actually dig in a little bit and cut semi-efficiently, even though it's a super thick axe. It's not going to be like some crazy competition axe, but it'll still cut. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side that I just did to that one side. Make sure you're keeping your axe cool, obviously. There we go. So we got that nice smooth transition on both sides, just like that. Now let's see if I could go. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna go and just to clean up this edge a little bit, because sharpening an axe like this doesn't work very good. Like, you end up with a wobbly edge, even if it's just by a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the axe up here, up at a little bit of an angle, so I'm not grinding the whole flat. Right? I don't want to grind the whole flat. I want to keep this forged texture. But I'm going to have it up at a little bit of an angle just to get that final profile for the edge in. I'm just going to have it up like this. There, so you can see where that's been cleaning up here. And you're just going to go for that and just let that thing run and just let it do its thing until I see the edge kiss the belt like that, and then I'm going to flip it over and do it on the other side. And that's really going to help to thin out this edge a little bit and smooth that transition out so it flows nicely as well. So you just gotta lay it down on there and let the weight of the belt weight of the axe do the work. Alright, we almost got it. You can just see that little bit right up by the edge where it hasn't quite hit yet. So I'm just going for that. There we go, almost there. There we go. You can see we got that nice and shiny and clean. And fairly sharp already. But we're just going to do that same thing on the other side, and that should help us develop our burr that shows we really got it sharp. go. Got that done on that side. That done on that side pretty much. A little bit more over here. There we go. That's 120. Now I'll grab 220 and do the same thing basically. Come on. There we go. That's 220. Let's go. Oh yeah, Alex. All right, that's 220. Yeah, the grinder's great. The platen that comes with it sucks. You can pretty much just chuck that immediately. But overall, the grinder is really good. So, yeah. It's definitely, it would be a good investment if you're upgrading away from like a 1x30 or a 4x36 or something. Basically, unless you already have a 2x72, it's better than what you've got. So, yeah. So that's axe up to 400 grit. Got a little bit of a burr. And now I'm just going to polish up the spike just a little bit with this 400 grit on the wheel. There we go, just like that. And now, what I'm going to do, I'll zoom back out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wire wheel all the scale on here and make it nice and shiny. We're going to do a tiny little bit of file work to fix up these tong marks in the eye here. And then we're going to polish the face and polish the edge with the buffing wheel. And then we're going to get to work on the handle. So let's see, where can I put you guys? There we go. It's got the buffing wheel on it right now. But what we can do, put this here. I have way too much stuff if you haven't figured that out already. Now, there's the wire wheel. So what I did is I made this little tool right here. So this thing, this side, fits right here. So I can loosen the work rest. And then this is for the nut over here. And it's just a socket welded to a wrench. But we made that for this grinder. And now, okay. Just that. Pop that on there. Washer. Nut. And then we'll just flick the switch a little bit and it'll wind itself on. There you go, just like that. Now, very carefully, get the wire wheel. got most of it shined up. Just got to do the spike. Oh yeah, this is it's only half horsepower, but it's an old Sears bench grinder, and those things don't stop for nothing. Alright, that's that wire wheel. Just like that. Now what we're going to do, come over here. Put you guys up here. Oh, wonderful. Sorry about that. Yeah, half horsepower can do it a lot if you do it right. Alrighty. So now, I won't throw you guys on the floor. Where's vice right there? Yeah, okay, that's about good. And now, what we're going to do, we just got these sharp burrs right here on both sides from the tongs. And a little bit on the other side, not too much though. So I'm just going to clamp this thing up in the vise. And get those out with a file. This chainsaw file like this. Probably use a different files, half round. You guys can still see that, right? Yeah. Maybe this one. There we go. There, just smooth out all those bits right there. You gotta go. Alright, see how little gray wolf forge. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Alright, there we go. Got that all done. Hey, what's up, Dominic? Yes, this was a ball peen hammer. Of the 2-pound variety. So, that's what it started as, this is what it is now. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Do a little bit more wire wheeling. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in like this and let the wire wheel just smooth out these little sharp bits right here that are from the tong. Those are nice and smoothed out now. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright, there we go. That is this nearly done. Put that up there for now. And then what we're gonna do, alright, let's see. That looks good, thanks. Not a commission. I've got a pile of these. I'm gonna try and do a just like I'm doing a run of these. This is the first one that I did. And we're switching over to the buffing wheel now. Slow this thing down. We've got our little grinder tool. You can just open that right up right there. And drop the nut. And now... Great. Let's see, where did that go? I dropped the nut for the grinder. and it's somewhere in here. So we might be cooked. Oh, great. Where did that thing go? Is it under there? Can't tell. This is extremely unhelpful. Guess it's time to pick up the whole damn shop and... Oh. Here it is. Alrighty. No, I don't even want to do that. God damn it. There we go. Buffing wheel. Washer. Very important nut. I should put this thing on a leash or something. God. Maybe weld it to this washer. And then I'll just hold the wrench and turn the thing on. That'll tighten it down most of the way. There we go. There's our little side quest for the day. Where's my buffing compound? There we go. There's the buffing compound. Whenever I turn this on, it shakes the whole entire shop. And anything that's not on a that's not securely on a flat surface, just falls down. So, yeah, maybe I'll just have to find whatever size nut that is and buy a whole bunch of them. But the axe head fell into the tin of water, so I just had it perched up here on the belt. But we'll get that wiped off so it doesn't flash rust. Now I can finally get the bucket. Yes, it is. Razor sharp, my friends. It is razor sharp. Hell yeah. And it's not easy to get razor sharp with that profile either. So, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Alright, now, back over here, put it on the vise, and that down, Now we're going to apply some pelican paste to this thing. Just get in there, mix it around a little bit, let it warm up. I should probably actually put my wood wax, this is what I use for the handle, on my heater so that I can heat up a little bit. But always be careful with the buffer ones. Sharpen on both sides. Yeah, the buffer. That's why I have it. I have it on the workbench like that. So if it takes whatever I'm buffing and throws it at the floor, it has about 2 inches of like room to go before it hits something and just stops. So the buffer is scary, but the wire wheel is by far the worst for throwing things. I've had that, like, if I'm making like hooks or something like that, like it'll just take that thing and just chuck it if you wire wheel wrong. And like a couple of times when I was wheeling this thing, even these very round edges were enough for it to try and just chuck it. So, yeah. And I'll just get this thing all waxed up. And we'll toss a little bit in the eye as well, just to get that a little bit cleaner and easier to hang the handle up onto. There's a tip for you. If you're making some kind of handled tool, chuck a little bit of wax in the eye and it'll hang up a lot more nicely, and you won't crack nearly so many handles. But yeah, there we go. We just got like that. We'll set that right there. Find a rag. There we go. We'll need this in like, actually we'll need this now, so all set. This on the heater, but we'll just have that ready and just have the wax be setting in on that while we get the handle going. All right, so back over to our 2x72. Now I'll swap over away from this belt. I got another set of belts over here, 36 through 400, and these are for wood, and wood only. So, I'll just, yeah, that's the correct direction. Slap that on there. And now, let's see, I should have a pencil. Yeah, here's a pencil. Let's take our axe head, and I'll set this down, and then I'll mark so that is where our eye is going down to. Let's see, what metal belts do you use? Same as for wood, these are just ceramic. I have ceramic 36 and 120. And then I have, I think, aluminum oxide 220 and 400. I just got like a super small belt order off of Texas Farrier Supply to start out with. Just because I didn't know how long these are going to last, how much am I going to be spending on belts, stuff like that. But now we got our thing, and so let's see. May have to go. Actually, I'm going to do it different because this is the first one I've done, so I don't know what the thing's going to be, so we'll ignore that mark. Start just taking down the whole width of that until it sticks in. Looks like we're going to have to lose a lot more length than width. So there, so you can see that fits widthwise, but it doesn't quite fit lengthwise. So I need to take off just a little more material. There. So that's solidly on, and you can see that's about the right shape as well. So now I'm just going to take about a belt width off, and I'm just going to start bringing this whole thing down. Got that, and it doesn't quite fit. We need to take a little bit more off the back here and just a little bit more off the front. Let's see. It's wanting to twist. All right, so you can see how the handle's wanting to twist. So we're going to take a little bit off this side to move this point over so that the handle will be in line with the edge, even if it's not in line. No, that's the wrong direction. Okay, wonderful. A little bit more. That's pretty much good for being in line. Now we just need to take some material off so it'll knock up in there more. So I'm going to take some material off the back and the sides now. Just like that. And the key here is just going real slow. You want to go pretty much as slow as you can, just to make sure that you do it right. And then we'll test drive that. Hey, what's up? And so that's as far up as that goes, just naturally. And then so just gotta knock it off. Where's my little wood driver thing? I swear I had one. Oh, I'll just use this. So you can take like a punch or something in there and just knock that out. So that dropped out without too much of a fight. So we can pick this back up, and you can see from where it's shiny, so right here and all across the back here, that's where it's contacting inside the head. And putting wax in the head helps a lot with that as well. So that's what we'll take off. And just say like that. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. And then we can knock that down a little bit. Drive again until it stops going. Oh, I think we might have done it. Yep. And there we have, ew, well, that's not great. But that's knocked up on the head nicely. So now what we can do is knock this back out, whatever that takes. Probably. God damn it. Come on. I need like 3 hands for this. There we go. Yeah, it has a twist all right. Look at that. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, but it hangs up more like this. So, yeah. That's unfortunate. Oh well. But now what we're going to do is we're going to set that to the side. And we got this weird thing here, so we're just going to clean up the bottom of this so it doesn't split real quick. like that to clean that up. And then just up through the grits for this little end bit there. Yeah. And then we'll do the sanding on the main portion of the handle there. $400, $220. This is mostly pretty well sanded, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on and turn it all the way down to like 5, and that way I can use this to do the sanding. Like so. So there, we got that whole thing sanded pretty nicely with 220. And then I'll just pop this off, toss that back over with the other wood belts, and then 400, same thing. There we go. Let's see. Now, go over to the bandsaw and I'll cut in a slot this way and a slot this way, so we can do double wedges. There we go. Got those cut. Now I need to find, where's my, here's my wedge stock. All right, one wedge. This will work for that direction. And then I'll split it for that direction. Okay. Okay. Trim this one. Stock. Got 2 wedges because we're double wedging this thing. Now, guys, can go back for here. All right. I got our 2 wedges cleaned up. And now we'll hang this thing up. Slot that up in there. Give it a couple of taps. Just like that. Just a couple taps. Actually, not this way. First. This way. And I will split this wedge right in line with that slot and hammer in the other wedge. There we go. Now we got a slot. We'll chuck this wedge in there. All right. Now, hit those off just like that. Back over here. There we go. We're back. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to swap this over to a little bit finer belt. I'm going to go 120 just to polish up the top of that handle there. Slow it down real slow, down to like 800. Just to make sure I don't accidentally hit the metal there. Your bevel all the way around on that there. There we go. Now what we're going to do, so I'm going to get this blue torch and turn it So it's just a little bit of a flame like that. And then we're just going to gently toast the whole handle. Like that. This takes a little bit. Toast the bottom too. And just all the way around, all the way up the handle. Just like that, all the way around. You need to make sure you're going like evenly and stuff, because otherwise it looks weird. And it's a lot easier to put new fire on than take the fire off. So it's easy to overdo it if you're not careful. But just got the propane torch on low and just take your time. Get that painted all the way up the handle. What am I doing the fire for? It makes it look cool. And yeah, mostly it makes it look cool. It also makes it take the wax a lot better. So it's a lot easier to wax the handle thoroughly if you toast it first. But now you can just go back over and try and find any bits you missed. Just like that. There. And now we'll do it all with pelican paste. We'll grab our soft pelican paste here. And just grab a nice fingerful and just spread that out on the handle. And because I was just toasting it, you can see it takes that wax really nicely because it's nice and warm. It's actually painfully warm. It's not gonna like burn me, but it's not comfortable. And you just keep applying wax until it stops taking it. It'll go for a while. just soaking that wax right up in there into that wood grain. And that's really good because what we're trying to do eventually with pretty much any tool handle, but especially stuff like axes that are going to be outside a lot, is you want to replace all the moisture in the wood, so all the water that was in the wood, with oil, because that way it'll be nice and flexible and it won't dry out and crack and crumble and stuff like that. But it won't have water in there that'll cause it to rot. You want all the water in the wood to be replaced with oil. And a good way to do that most people do is they soak it in boiled linseed oil. So they literally just take a giant bucket of boiled linseed oil and soak the thing. You drop the whole thing in there and soak it for like a week. But I don't have boiled linseed oil, so I'm just applying lots and lots of pelican paste to this whole entire thing. And it gives it a really nice color as well. But I'm just going to toast this top bit as well because we missed that bit earlier. Where those wedges are. And then you can drop some wax on there. Just like that. And this wood is just soaking up this wax. So I'm just gonna grab another fingerful of wax and just spread that on there real thick and just let it soak it up and just keep drinking it in until it stops, basically. And it'll coat the steel as well. I did earlier, but you can always give it a second coat or third. And there you go. There's your axe. It's a little bit wonky, but it's like a left-handed hewing axe almost. And then we got this spike on the back. This is basically a picaroon. So like, I think I got some logs over here. You just use this and then you can pick up a log like that. So instead of having to bend over to pick it up, you can just flip it over and stuff like that. And it'll just pick stuff up like that. That's what the spike is for. And then, obviously, I showed you before, it's nice and sharp, but like it'll chop wood too. Those are just little light hits. If you really went for it, you could cut wood pretty well with this. And then, obviously, with that profile, like it'll be a splitting beast. Let's see. Grab a piece of paper. Now I'm wiping off the edge. I'm wiping the wax off the edge for this cut test. I don't know if that'll affect it, but it seems like. Let's see if this will cut paper. Oh yeah, it's super thick, but. Just like that. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's super quiet. And that's a really clean. While like the axe is liquid on the surface of the handle, yeah, it's a little bit slippery. But once it soaks all in, then it's just part of the wood. And it's almost to the point already where it's soaked all in. But I'll just give it a little bit more. But like this thing is literally razor sharp. There we got all those hairs on there. So yeah. It came out looking pretty nice. Go outside to where I usually take all my this is where I usually take my glamour shots right here, just on this old log. Just like that. And like this thing, like it just bounced right out, but that penetrated in quite a bit. I wonder if I can find a piece that would be splittable. Here's a couple. I'll set that here. This will be quite the challenge, but it's old and rot. Maybe right in the middle there. Chunked a piece off and smacked me in the knee. Anyways, it'll split if the wood's good. But yeah, you can just take the pickaroon and like just in like that, and then it'll just pick it up nicely, and you can lay it down and all sorts of stuff. This one probably split actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's split pretty nicely. And that's just with one hand, and I'm not trying to pry it apart or anything. But this thing is nasty sharp. It's lagging? Okay. I'm not surprised. I was kind of wandering away from my Wi-Fi. But yeah, that thing's sick. So that's our live stream for today. Hope 3 of you that are currently here had fun, and yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you. I'll probably be live again tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully the weather is a little bit less windy. But yeah. See you next time.